Alright, I don't want to waste too much time here, but I've shooting in the past before, and I privated those because they don't hold up to my standards as just when it comes to what comes down to putting my stuff out there on the internet. But they were fun though. They're all gaming related. A little jank setup here. Got OBS. Using my phone as a microphone, and OBS. I tried to delay the audio feedback so I can monitor it, so I can hear what I'm saying. So this is delay. It really sucks until I actually get a real microphone to plug in my interface and just hear that shit. So it's pretty jank setup, but you know it'll make do for just the stream. Yeah, it's not game related. I love to play games with my subscribers. I haven't really grown kind of like a community around my channel. It's mostly just been, oh, I upload and then you guys hear the music, you guys don't hear me or see me. I feel like connecting with the creator or whoever's whoever's giving forth the entertainment that you guys take your time out to spend your time watching my videos and all that. So I just think it's important. And also when I see you guys comments, like I love all of them. Get some bad ones here and there, but I mean I really don't care. But yeah, I don't want to see you guys as just God, this delay is really fucking me up. But I don't want to see you guys as just like text. So yeah, I want to connect with you guys more. So I don't want to make a YouTube video, edit it, even though I'm going to be making a Steam Deck review soon. It's going to be coming in like a few months, hopefully. I have Google Docs. I have like bullet points of everything that I want to hit about what I want to talk about with my personal experience with the Steam Deck. I just love that thing to death. That's just one of the things that that I'm planning on doing. My channel is just such a niche topic of interest. Video game music, music that's remixed. On top of that, you got to be like a JRPG fan, because I mean that's what I'm gonna do. Final Fantasy and Pokemon, and I do the Pokemon, Ruby and Sapphire remixes, and then the Black and White, which is kind of like my staple. For the most part, like having 800 subscribers ain't even that bad for this channel. But I'd love to switch it up. I mean, I've been doing the same crap for almost, I think, 3 years now. I think it was my first upload. Regardless of the beats that I used to make, my first upload when it came to like SoundFonts and all that, were or my first uploads, that related to SoundFonts, were like in March of 2023, and that was like the red and blue OST. So yeah, I've been doing this for close to 3 years now. Toned down. By my OG subscribers remember me uploading like damn near every day. God, y'all were eating good back then. But I want to do something different. You can only do something for so long. I'm not a dog here eating the same food every single day of my life. So that's why I want to switch it up. So the one thing that my friend suggested to me was live stream me cooking up this stuff. I would have never thought about it because no one really asks in the comments like, oh, how do you make this? I get a few here and there, and they kind of spilled the beans of, you know, how I did it, but that was like years ago. I remember that comment. That was, man, I think that was 2020, late 2023, early 2024. This guy was like, oh, how do you make your music? But my response is outdated now. But for the most part, I've been kind of doing the same thing over and over again for the past year and a half. So, then might as well, you know, show what I do. I think it might be cool, be good change of pace, and hopefully this, you know, catches on. You know, more people tune in or something, ask questions, hang out, talk about video games. I'd love to talk about all that stuff with y'all. Just because, I mean, come on, like, come on, we all love the same thing here. So, yeah, looking forward to doing more of these. Obviously, with the real microphone and all that. I think I'm getting there. Okay, I'm getting there. But yeah, if you, hopefully people, you know, see the stream, watch the VOD, you know, or not, I don't care. But I don't feel like screen recording a whole video and then just editing it. I'd rather put that effort into the Steam Deck review. I'd rather do the, you know, the fancy video edits for all the things that I prefer, because yeah, this is just easy. All I gotta do is just record it and then just post it. So I don't think I need to upload videos of me cooking up. I think live streaming is perfect. It's like an optional thing. And like the whole you know, meat on my channel is like the music aspect. So I'm not gonna flood my channel with too much other stuff because I know I want to keep it related, but you know, it's okay if I switch it up here and there. That's why I'm planning to do that whole big Steam Deck review video that I'm excited for. I really want to talk about it. I want to have a hard time keeping it under 15 minutes. I could talk like for hours about that thing, how perfect it is. But right now I got Stage of Death up right now. So on that, you know, start cooking up with me and Jack Frost. Look here, see? It's gonna be like my good luck charm. My mix is gonna be immaculate. Flip around. Yeah. Alright. Oh man, this delay is gonna fuck me up. All right. Okay, you guys gotta hear the mouse and the keyboard clicks. Cause my microphone is right next to all this shit. All right. So I kind of got everything kind of set up here, but not really. All I really did was just snow colored a file. You can't see it because my face cam's in the way. But you know how like every app has like a file dropped out. God, this fucking delay. Like every app has. No, I'm gonna turn it off. I didn't realize how much of a problem that was gonna be. Alright. Yeah, no monitor. Turn shit off. Alright. I have everything set up here. All I did was, go down to the, the file, button here and drop down, drop down menu, like with every app. So, yeah, just go there and just go to import, and then the only thing FL has to offer, as far as I see in my end, is MIDI. And it's like one of the things that has helped this channel a lot is MIDI files. I wish I linked all the MIDI files I used for like a lot of the older songs, but it's been so long and I've done so many that I can't link them. But for most part, when I do download a MIDI file, I will always give credit to the creator, because starting out, like the first steps of this channel, regardless of the Pokemon Red and Blue sound font or soundtrack sound font, I was doing this by ear, and I'd spend a whole afternoon, half a day, work on like a song that's like pretty simple. So I just stayed away from complex songs, but like MIDI files. It's like the sequence file. So let's go here to the piano, or to the channel rack here. And just channel 1, channel 2, channel 3, channel 4. Like each MIDI file has, like a certain amount of channels. 16. Almost all the time. 16 channels. And each of them, is like, oh, here's one instrument 1. That's strings, instrument, or channel 2. Maybe trumpets. Channel 3. It's probably a French. Be like, it can be any instrument, right? So, just click on the channel, go to the piano roll, and then here you go. Here's the music. Let me solo it out. So yeah, I'm gonna be remixing or doing like an update video on Stage of Death from Xenogears, mostly because the remix I did for the first time with the black and white sound font, like, it just sounded like crap. So hopefully, this will be a good demonstration video, or not video, good demonstration song. Then I'll just move on to the next one. But this one's pretty simple. There's nothing more to it other than, the drum track. I think there's a timpani in here. I believe it's only strings and brass instruments. For the kind of like what you're hearing for the most part, and like the percussion instruments. Oh, and there's a harp. Yeah, there's a harp. It kind of goes like an up sequence. So I didn't even solo that out. Majestic. Right, so you got little things like that. But Stage of Death, it's easy. It's easy, quick. It's just drag and drop. So I have all my sound fonts here in the sidebar here. Can't see it because it's kind of cut off, but I mean, just do a black and white remix here. So if I can find my black and white sound font pack, that would be nice. Download sound font. Here we go. All right. So I got this is right here. You can't see it. It's not OBS. But this is black and white sound font. This right here kind of like carried my channel. I owe a lot to this sound font pack here. The rips that someone did of the instruments from the game just sound amazing. And yeah, it's the black and white 2 sound font. But I mean, for the most part, it's basically the black and white sound font. But but just with, extra stuff that I can screw around with. It's the same thing. So, I just go track one. I always go down the list. Sometimes I don't. Sometimes I might do drums first. Sometimes I might do the bass first. It depends. And then I worry about the lead later. The lead's a little complex. It just, it comes in, kind of abrupt. I want to do all the quieter things in the background first, so I can make that sound good, and then have my lead last. Sometimes it's the reverse, but most part is usually go down. So this one's strings. Go here. Click on the pack. Then this is like some stock FL, sound font player. Used to have another one that sucked. I think I stopped using it probably in the beginning of 2024. Somehow this thing just replaced it. It just works a lot better. It sounds a lot better. The other one I think I paid like $100 for, and this one's like free. This one's just so much better. It's such a waste of fucking money, but yeah, you just go down the list. Oh, you can't even see it. Doesn't even show up in OBS. Okay, but all right. So you click on the name of the instrument. Like what kind of pops up here is like just kind of like a list of like grand piano, bright grand piano, electric piano, Rhodes piano, all the way. Like it shows every instrument on the screen, or every sound font on the screen. It's like typical sound catalog order. Like the pianos or the keys are put first, and then like the organs or any marimbas, xylophones, anything like that go before that as well. Then you get the guitars next. If you had a keyboard or anything like that growing up, and it had some instruments on it, and you could like scroll through all those instruments, it's like in that order. So you got the guitars, and you got the basses, and you got like the synth basses, and then you got the strings next. It's in that order. And at the end, there's the drum set. That's basically what's kind of on my screen right now, and I just see all of it. So due to muscle memory, I'm just gonna be going through this kind of quick, but yeah, just click on Strings Ensemble 1. Nope. Play that shit. Solo it. It's not magic. At least to me it is, but I mean, for some of you guys who don't do this in the regular, y'all don't hear music where there's like one instrument playing at once. And when I'm working in FL, I think it's like the coolest thing, especially with video game music. Like if I'm listening to like a song, I'm like, oh, I really love that bass. I love to hear that bass line, because the other instruments in that song are just really loud and it just kind of overtakes it. But you can't really hear what the bass is going on or what's going on in the bass. So sometimes they'll kind of screw around, kind of use this is like a sandbox sometimes when I'm making stuff. Choosing different bass instruments for the bass line. I think that's fun, because I fucking love video game music. So it's really nice to see like the skeleton of like what makes the music music. So solo out. Let me just do pattern. Wait, no. Let me start right there. Bring my piano roll back up. Or channel back. So this is what I do first. I just kind of insert everything. So it's another string ensemble. It's kind of a deeper one. So there's like 2 string ensembles that I have in this pack. string ensemble 1 and then string ensemble 2. I kind of use string ensemble 2 for like more like deeper strings. So it's just like kind of perfect for it. Sometimes it comes out right. Sometimes it comes out, you know, a little weird, a little too deep. But you know, just string ensemble 1, string ensemble 2. You just, you know, switch around and see what you like. Since there's a lot of strings in this song, I don't want to keep using the same one. I don't want to have like 6 string ensemble 1s. I'm just gonna, you know, mix and match it here. So let's go for string ensemble 2. All right, so it's another pretty bright strings here. String ensemble 1. Oh, I forgot to when it comes to using this SoundFont player plugin, you'd want to, you know, put the release up. So in envelope 2 here, ADSR. You know, most of you guys don't know what that is. You get that attack, decay, sustain, and release. So the attack is basically like how, you know, fast is this thing gonna like how fast is this note gonna, you know, rise up to like its peak. So like if you press like a note on like a keyboard, right, and you do like a synth, or you have like a pad plugin, right, and it's this big wavy pad, and it takes like a long time to build up. You know, it's not gonna have, you know, really fast attack. It's gonna really have like a really slow one. So that's kind of what the like attack is. It's kind of like that build up. Decay is like oh man, I'm saying this like I know it off rip, but it's either decay or delay. I think it's I want to tell you the right information here, because I know the release, but I want to make sure I'm telling you guys the right information. Yeah, right. Decay, yeah. I was right. Yeah, so the attack is basically when it goes up to its peak, like loudness or velocity. And then decay is kind of like how much it goes down after that. Not like a straight down to a point where it's quiet, but you know, just kind of quiet down. It just quiet down a bit. And then sustain is kind of like how long it's going to hold that. And then the release is when it's going to, you know, go from the sustain to all the way down to being, you know, silent. And the more release you have, the longer the longer it's going to take for, you know, the instrument to or sound to, you know, turn off, be completely silent. So I don't mess around with attack, decay, or sustain here. I always just, you know, put a little one notch up on the release. Sometimes I gotta do more. For the most part, I just do a release. That's it. And then I do a touch of reverb, because it sounds pretty unnatural when you listen to instruments without just a little bit of reverb. Reverb is just kind of essential when it comes to mixing. But you know, it depends on what genre you're doing, what just what music you're doing. So when it comes to you know, making these sound fonts, if I don't put reverb on it, it tends to sound a lot more, you know, fake. It doesn't sound real. Doesn't sound a little more realistic. Doesn't sound roomy. It sounds very like choppy and computery if I don't put reverb on. So I always put a touch of reverb on there. You know, it makes a huge difference. It puts a little character into the instrument. So I always like to put a touch of you know, release there, and a touch of reverb for all of them. Go here, do the same thing. Let's do a little bit of reverb. Same thing here, a little bit of reverb. And that's what I kind of do. You know, I don't do that for everything, but I do that for, you know, almost all of the instruments that I do. It really depends on what you're doing. Sometimes you might not want reverb, especially on bass. You really don't want to put reverb on the bass. It's just that's stinky. Not want to do that. Um, yeah, but yeah, it really just depends on what you're doing. So the effects you put on these things really really make a huge difference. But that'll be the mixing after the song. So I'm just gonna go down, keep doing the same thing. Oh, listen up. Look at that. Strings one's already telling me that. Just drag and drop, do the same thing down. Keep going down. Nothing more, nothing less. Solo that out, get the strings out the way. It's a trumpet. Like that. Get the trumpet in there. Same thing, kind of like the default. Just until you know how it sounds. Then I'll just fix it to, you know, my liking. That's not too bad at the moment, but I can fix that during the mixing session, right after I'm done inserting all these instruments. So another strings one here, plugging kind of snitches on it. You know, strings. Well, first I want to listen to the strings. If it's like deep strings, I'll just go with string ensemble too. Go forward. That's the timpani. It's not what I want. Yep, just throw the timpani on there. Ho. That's not it. There we go. The thing about MIDIs and all that, and the sound font packs, is that sometimes when there's like when the song or the MIDI file is like being made up, sometimes it's like made an octave lower because whoever was making that MIDI file or sequence file had an instrument or something that was a little too low higher. So sometimes I gotta, you know, up the octave on some things. Sometimes like the timpani, especially with this pack, can be a little too low. So I always like to kind of go up on octave, listen, kind of see how it goes out. Now a brighter timpani, that's something that I like to hear, other than the lower timpani. But I mean, timpani's supposed to be deep, it's supposed to be big, it's supposed to sound big. So I mean, it just all depends on, like, you know, just kind of, you know, what you like from, you know, what you hear. I'll just keep it at that for now, mostly because I don't think there's a bass line in this song, so that can act as our bass for lower frequencies. Another trumpet. Touch the reverb, give it a little bit of release. Just keep going down the list. So these are drums. Thing about MIDI, the drums are typically like our channel 10. So I get some MIDI files that aren't, or the drums aren't in channel 10, but it's kind of like a standard that channel 10 is the drums. So, and even just by looking at it, looking at like the piano roll here in the channel rack, by looking at these all like the piano rolls, you can easily tell which one's the drums because they always got this pattern to it. kind of do the same thing here, just give it a little tad bit of reverb. But in this case, sometimes I usually don't give it a bit of reverb. Mostly because there's a kick in there. If the kick is, I really want the kick to punch, then I'll just make a whole new channel for a kick. For the most part, that's kind of what you're supposed to do. Have a new channel for like the snare, the hats, the crash cymbals, like the toms. Like you're usually supposed to have it for or each part of the drum to have its own channel. But in this case, since MIDI files, but the drum's all in one channel, I just kind of have to, make do. It sounds good, and it sounds good, but like I said, if the kick isn't really great because I want reverb on that channel, then I'll just, make a new channel, put the kick pattern on there, and then I just want reverb for that one. So most part, not usually, always just keep the drum track all in one channel. It just comes down to, if I like what I hear, there's nothing wrong with it, then why need to fix it? Plus, I'm doing these for free, so I'm not like spending like hours into this. But I mean, I've done this for so long. It doesn't feel like every time that I hop on, it doesn't feel like I need to sit down, lock in all the time, because I come on here, just do the same thing effortlessly. Everything just comes down to muscle memory, just because I've been doing this for so long. But yeah. So we got our drums down, then this is the harp. Harp, orchestral harp, bit of reverb. I think I might I want a lot of reverb here. Alright, so every channel has their respective instrument on it now. And just let's listen to it. Listen to the raw, unmixed song. Then I'll go here, and then I'll just do the mix. 10 channels, that shouldn't take that long. Let's make this start right away. I think there should be a little more release on these strings. You see how when there's a little bit of release, and there's not a whole lot, it sounds kind of quick. It comes to a up when a new note is playing, or when the last note ends. This kind of sounds kind of fake and a little choppy. That's why that reverb or the release is so important, and also the reverb as well. It also kind of extends the length of the note in a more natural sounding way. So these strings sound a little choppy. Throw some extra release on there. There we go. Just fished around. See what you like. This is what I do. Hearing what you just made up. Play back like I just did. Fix some minor stuff before the mix. That's what I like doing. So that sounds a lot better. I think in this segment here, where things are going a lot, where the strings are going a lot quicker. I think having low release. This is it doesn't sound great for this area in the song, but for these longer notes that are playing, the release that it is right now isn't that bad. I also have to keep in mind that I'm making a remix that's supposed to sound like it's supposed to be on a DS. So I can't go too crazy with like the reverb and all that. Some mistakes that I have made in the past where I mix a song and I mix it like it's like using actual instruments, but I'm really supposed to make it sound like it's supposed to be on a DS. So that's what I kind of go for a lot now than what I used to like 2 years ago. I wanted to sound more authentic, and that's what I kind of aim for when I make these mixes. I could always make it sound super beautiful and crazy, putting all these effects on, but the DS had limitations to what it can do. So I kind of have to limit myself to what I can do just to make it sound more DS-y, I guess. So thinking of these strings. Put some more release on it. No release? More release? There's a difference there. And then I think this is trumpets, 2 trumpets, timpani, more strings. All right. I do want these trumpets somewhere choppy, so that's what I'm gonna go for. I don't want to, have it super long like I did with the strings. So I think the strings are doing that already by keeping that the kind of background noise, I guess. But when the lead strings aren't playing, it kind of holds it kind of keeps like silence out of it. So I don't think about putting more release on these trumpets. I do like a little more reverb though. Like I said, I'm trying to go for an authentic DS feel, not what sounds spectacular here. You keep like that. Yeah, definitely more release on those timpanis. It's supposed to sound like big, and when you put the low reverb or low release on it, that feeling of it sounding big, making it stop more quicklier, that kind of takes away the element of how the timpani is supposed to sound. So definitely want to put more release on that thing. That's what it's supposed to be. This huge drum is supposed to be the low frequencies in the giant room. So these are strings again. No, it's trumpets. Definitely put a little more release on that one. These are just snares, crashes, and hi-hats. All right. Always, this is something I didn't do, but I always pull up like a reference, not a reference, but the actual song that I'm remixing. I'll pull up the actual release of it, and not mix it to how it actually sounds. But I mean, if there's stuff like this where I don't know what this is, I'm not gonna guess what it is, because it's whatever these notes are, they're most likely in the wrong place because they're not playing the notes that they're supposed to play. Because I'm using a SoundFont pack that other person who made this, didn't have. So whatever they put there, is different from what I have on my end. So I always gotta stage it with, pull up the original song. So I think these are the crashes. They use a lot of crash cymbals in the song. Absolutely love. Definitely one of the top 5 favorite, main battle themes for any JRPG, in my opinion. The song is, it's not nothing crazy. I mean, I just walked down through it. It's strings, a few trumpets, timpani, harp, and then like a drum kit or a snare, and then the crashes. It's simple. It's like it's like an orchestra playing. So it's something like what you hear in Final Fantasy. All of that stuff's great, but this song just sounds epic with the orchestration of it. So you're definitely top 5 my favorite battle themes when it comes to main JRPG battle themes. So these are the crash cymbals up here. I think those crash cymbals. Yeah. It's not that one. I think it's supposed to be. I think I'll swap these two out with each other because I want the bass crash cymbal. Then move it up. Whatever that is. These go too quiet. So I have these highlighted. Just grab it, extend them so they're a little longer, and then double click on them, turn that velocity up because the original song they're loud. So definitely want to turn the crash cymbals up a lot. Really punch through all the instruments that's going on. Have one more. See how that goes in our mix here. Placing that thing. I think the reverb's good. I think the reverb's good on that. Alright. I mean, it's not a hard song, but I mean, it's not like it's 4 channels. Still, it's 11. So it's not small by any means, but it's a good demonstration. Plus I'll upload this too. I'm not gonna like gatekeep this. Do like not like a re-upload, but be like a 2025 update or something. Yep. So let's have all that stuff done. It's time to mix. This is where you really got to use your ears. Because now I'm going to be having to EQ and then having to put a limiter on or a compressor, I guess. But FL has a limiter plugin, basically same thing. It's a compressor. But I almost always use EQ for all the instruments, and then either a limiter or a compressor for all the instruments as well. Sometimes I don't need to use a compressor. Sometimes the instrument is so quiet that I don't need a compressor. But I'll show you guys what that does. So solo out 1. Sure, have that highlighted. Drop that up a bit. I aim for the kind of like these like the levels to not get over like the first line here. Because after that, you know, I want to give my my mix a lot of headroom, just in case if I need to do something later. But then in post, I just turn the master volume, well, not the master volume up. I just kind of just turn the volume up in general when I put it in the video editor. So it's not a huge deal, but I always like limiting myself to this first mark, just because I don't want things to peak. And when your audio peaks, it starts to become distorted, and even though something may be very quiet, when you turn the gain all the way up, it's gonna get loud. But okay, it's not going right now. But when the bar gets all the way to the top, and it starts to turn red, and then that's when it starts to get distorted. So I stay away from that. You can't hear it now, but that's what you hear. That's why you got it. That's why I give myself a lot of headroom. So just EQ for like graphic, not graphic. It's visual EQ on. And no, not everyone here is super tech savvy. But I mean, basically what an EQ is you can pick out the frequency of whatever you're EQing, and you can be like, oh, I'm using some really bright strings right now. I'm gonna grab, one of the nodes from the higher, because over here on the right side, it's very high frequencies, and then on the left side is super low frequencies. And then FL has it labeled for you. For the most part, you have your mids, and the high mid, and then it gets into like the treble area, and then you get to like low mid over here, and then you get to the bass, and then really over here is like the sub. So FL definitely kind of holds a hand here, but I don't read those labels at all. It's just I just put it to wherever I like, wherever I think the sound sounds the best. So let's kind of demonstrate it here. So we got some bright strings here, and with these bright strings, obviously we're not going to want to boost the sub up or the bass up really high in these lower frequencies, because that's not what strings sound like. They're not the bass of the song. You got to brighten up the strings, make them pop out a bit more. That's what you kind of got to do. So here's what the strings of the sub sounds like, or here's what it sounds like raw. I'm gonna bring this. There's a visualizer, right? So what you saw there in the back was a visualizer. Some plugins don't have visualizer, but it's very helpful when you have a visualizer in your EQ plugin, because you actually get to see, what you're working with when it comes to the frequency. So you see how there's a lot of higher frequencies over here, because it's a string section. They're not going to have super low bassy notes in it. So if I were to put the sub up and then cut out lower frequencies, I mean, there's nothing going on over there, but I'm putting the gain on this thing pretty high, and there's still nothing popping up. But you wouldn't want to do that. It makes your strings sound like absolutely crap. But I mean, if you're doing something creative and that just sounds the best, then go ahead, do that. I can't stop you. But I mean, if you're mixing, I want to make this thing sound great. So brighten up the strings, drag it around, kind of sweep a bit. See where it kind of fits perfectly, just from how it sounds. Does it sound a lot better up here? Does it sound a lot better over here? This frequency sounded better over here. I mean, you got to sweep a bit. So just kind of move the note around a bit. Kind of sweep the area. When you find a spot, and obviously just drop the note there. I recommend not like making EQs like this. It's not what you want to do. So always just give it a little touch. Like 3 dB or 6 dB is fine, unless you really want to, don't bring one of this frequency, that one, whatever instruments you're doing. It's a creative thing, but we're making it sound good. So we want our strengths to sound good. So just like it fair, and then I like to cut out the lower frequencies, even though I boosted the note up in the lower frequency a lot, and you couldn't hear a whole lot. There's still stuff there. That's why they're showing you there's some lower frequencies in the visualizer there. So what you want to do with that, is cut. Just go in, kind of keep going till it kind of sounds like you're listening to it off of a telephone or something. So just kind of go until it sounds. Go till you sound. So go and cut until it sounds really good, and you stop where it starts to sound a little bad. So cut out the lower frequencies, especially with an instrument like this where there isn't any, or is it playing any deep notes. So this is fine. Just cut it out. So I think this is the lead strings. So then I'll definitely want those to be at the brightest. Yep. Yeah. These are definitely going to be the strings that hurt the most. So if we want to put the treble up, make it sound. Then just do the same thing. Just down the list, do the same thing. EQ. Remember this one being lower. So let's cut this out a bit. Doesn't have to go all the way down. It could be like just cut out a little bit of the higher frequencies, especially for this segment. I like to say this one's like more in the mid range, so like definitely want to make those mids pop. You kind of have to have a place where all your instruments are taking up some sort of frequency. You don't want like there to being like 3 things taking up the same place. So when your mix turns out, or at the end when you're done with your mix, you don't want like the bass and the kick to like be in the same like frequency spot, because that doesn't really sound good. You kind of have to make them fit together, interleave them together, make them have their own spot in the mix. So yeah, can't forget the mids. You can't forget the treble and the bass and the sub. Sometimes you won't use the sub. Like I think in this song, since there's no like super deep kick or a really deep like bass line, I don't think I'd even touch over there. The timpani, definitely put the bass up, but definitely not the sub. Maybe I might do a little bit, but I mean, this was more like a mid. So since the strings, I want to hit the higher mid. Take another node, kind of make a pop over here as well, just by just a little bit. that. Didn't need to do that. And just EQ all of them. Just another strings, right? Yep. Kind of harmonizing with the lead strings here. That's what I like about soloing out, remixing video game music. Cause this is stuff that you don't hear when you're listening to a song. You don't hear this string section harmonizing unless you really, solo out that stuff when you're listening to it. And that's the stuff that I kind of learned, about video game music and listening to it. Is that there's stuff that the listener doesn't hear because they're only paying attention to maybe the drums or the lead section of whatever the lead is. And yeah, that's fine and all, but I mean, you don't appreciate it enough until you really dig deep and see how this stuff is put together. So this string section is harmonizing with the lead strings, which is cool. It's something that you won't hear. It's 3 down, 4, 1 solo again. I think this was get more strings. Also want to see where it's going to go in the middle. It's like a higher mid. It's the lower mid. Definitely want that to be in there. It has strings and it's not playing super low. There you go. So you want to widen that out a bit. Not too much in a triple. I think I will do too much. I think I'll do a little bit of treble. We'll see, because the snare definitely fits a little lower than that. So I want to, make the snare, make some room for the snare. Channel 5, I think it's trumpets. Like that. Here, it was right there. That sounded good. Cut out the lower ones. Let's try it somewhere else. So it's at 1700 hertz. Let's try go back to where we were, so I can listen to it right here. Starts right here. Probably ends there too. There's also a section over here too. Okay, well, listen to that as well. This is something that I'm hearing. So I'll prioritize this part, or this segment of the song where the trumpets are playing. Then I'll EQ this part, and then it'll be good for yeah, okay. It'll be good for the rest of the song. Try to get what's over here popping a bit more. I really don't know 100% exactly what I'm doing. mean, I just explained y'all about, all this, the EQ works and all that. But I mean, you don't know going in. It's basically just all comes down to, if you're listening to it, the ears, it doesn't lie to you. If you like the way that thing sounds, then, keep it that way. If you don't, then go back and fix it. So you just kind of have to figure this stuff out when you're, mixing. So the trumpet is done. More string section. This is channel 6. It's more like a deeper string. Definitely not super bright. Well, let's try out a graphic EQ. This is nothing too different from our the visual EQ that we saw. It's just it's a little more old school and less precise, but it still does the job. And I think it's very cool to use because it's pretty quick. You don't really spend time sitting down and you're like, oh, does it sound good over here? Does it sound good over there? No, like you have a graphic EQ. You have presets, and this graphic EQ has like a visualizer of what you're doing. See this line here in the bottom? It's representing what would happen if you put that note up. But graphic EQs, they don't always have this visualizer. Phil's stock plugin isn't bad at all. But it's very helpful, very beginner friendly with this graphic EQ. But it's the same thing. It's an EQ. So this is some lower strings here. So where were they at? Yeah, start right here. All right. I don't want to take out too much of the the higher frequencies because I still want that string presence there. But I do want to keep that I want the more bassier sound, the more deeper sound of the strings to pop more, because that's basically what it is. So you're just dicking around and seeing what sounds good. I like the cut there in the mid, because it then brings this lower section out a bit more. And also cut in the higher frequencies. Still want that string presence turned up a bit. Yeah, I like it there. Yeah. Alright, I think that's the last of the strings, I believe. Next is the timpani. No, that's more strings. So let's go to that section. Wait, so we're at 6, we're at channel 7. So channel 7, 6, 8. Why is it playing? I guess we don't have a channel 7. I don't know what the hell happened to it. But yeah, next is timpani. I was right. So let's mix this timpani. Throw the graph EQ on, not the graph EQ, the visualizer. Let's cut out the higher frequency. Get rid of that. Maybe pop it out a bit more up here. You still gotta get the higher parts of the timpani, but not too high. But you also want the bass to pop a bit more. It's also not a sub, so turn it down a bit. But I also do want it to be a sub because there's no other bass in this song, because this is the only lower frequency. It's in it's like this is the only like super low frequency that's in the song, because there's no like bass. This timpani, definitely want to make it pop in the bass section a bit more when everything else is going to be over here. So not too much sub. It's not a bass, it's not a kick. So just give it some bass. And you kind of see, like, let's reset this. So we look at the visualizer, it kind of peaks around here, and then it just goes down. But then here's like the rise. So let's capture that, where it kind of rises a bit, and then cut out just a little peak, or the kind of like where it kind of goes down in the bass area just a bit. So we can, kind of make where this note is, pop a bit more. So timpani is done. That was easy. I think this one's strings again. No, trumpet. So we got trumpet. It's gonna be like the same thing. It's like my other trumpets. Channel 5. This one, kind of how I did it. Low mid, high mid, and a low cut. I gotta find this trumpet is. Alright. Q. Was it low mid pop a bit, like 3 dB? Nah, I think this one was higher. This is a trumpet. The high mids being taken up in the string section, and then kind of like cut out the low a bit. Let's see what that. All right, just kind of see how that sounds. Wait, let's do the, who am I kidding? Still got, I'm not gonna, why am I thinking about skipping over this? Let's get these drums down, and then I'm gonna go play it all together, and then see what I can compress with the, the Fruity Limiter, which is the stock plugin, which is basically a compressor. So let's just mix these quick. It's really nothing different from the rest of the instruments. Maybe the drums are different, but the harp, orchestral harp here. Let's okay. Play it again. Do this. So kind of like starts like that. Yeah, cut out the low frequencies. And everything else, this harp here should be fine. Alright, the drums. I mean, they're supposed to be, snare. It's supposed to be a channel for a snare. It's supposed to be a channel for a kick. It's supposed to be a channel for the hats. But, I mean, it's MIDI. They're all in one place, so I'm not even gonna, bother with it. But, I mean, if it sounds good when I EQ it, when it's all in one channel, then I really don't care. But, I mean, if I have to take out the kick of the drum kit, then I will. But for the most part, I can just EQ it, do a light EQ, make sure all the parts hit, and this is easy. It's just high frequency crash cymbals and like a like a high mid, snare. So this one should not be hard at all. Channel 10. Kind of have to feel where the punch of that snare is. I don't like it there, so I'll cut this part out just a tad, but a little bit of cut. It doesn't sound too off-putting to how it originally sounded. So it like I said, it just comes down to what your ears like and if it sounds good or not. Doing this for so long, it almost comes naturally. But I mean, I do it so quick. If I took my time with it, I honestly could this thing almost like flawlessly perfect. But I mean, I'm happy with the result anyway, so I really don't care. So let's play it all together. So this, and do you hear that crack? I don't know if you could hear the or the popping sound, but that was probably the audio peaking from having them all play. But it's also like a software glitch that it's happened a lot. It just decides to glitch out when it comes to that sound, and it's just how it sounds sometimes. But I mean, you're just gonna have to deal with it. Sometimes you're listening to your mix like there, and then maybe some little bug happens in FL. That's just kind of how it is. So you just gotta go back and let's do it again. But if you go back and listen to it and it's still there, then that's when you gotta throw a limiter or a compressor on the instruments that are too loud to too loud for the rest of for other instruments in the mix. So 4 is like the lead string. So definitely want to make sure, change this down a bit, make this more higher. So the lead doesn't sound so buried into the rest of the mix there. I didn't like how deep it sounded, because it just felt like it was accompanying another lead melody, but that's not what it is. That is the lead melody, and it's a string section. So I wanted to play the higher frequencies there. A little bit right there, like a shelf of a bit. I like the high string, turn up a bit. that's a little bit too loud, but I definitely wanted to turn that down a bit. So that's a good place to start with the limiter. Definitely want this thing to be, pretty loud, but not too loud with the, channel 1. Solo this out, open our limiter. This line right here is basically, or it's a waveform that you see right here. That's what you're hearing right now. And when we turn it up, the waveform becomes a little bigger. But what we want here is to bring down the ceiling a bit, and that's going to be what controls the how loud it's going to get, like its max volume. The ceiling is like, hey, when you go past or when you touch this line, we're gonna basically prevent you from getting any louder. So you want your strings to be loud, but you don't want to be too loud. In some sections, maybe in some parts of this song, the strings are a little bit too loud because there's like 3 strings playing. They're playing a chord, and then maybe in the other part of the song, there's maybe like one note being played on the strings, and that's a lot quieter. So probably want it all to be at least very close with each other, because you don't want it to sound too off balance. So that's what at least in this case a limiter is good for. I haven't used it much in the real world when it comes to actually recording people, but I have, and it's really different. It's different for every situation, but for making these remixes, limiter is really all I need, and I also just don't want to take away too much of like a very authentic DS feel. So like it there because it keeps it steady. You can't hear that timpani too much, and I don't like that. I try to fix that timpani. It's a little too low. Maybe I cut too much. Turn this up a bit. There we go. Keep the bass up. It's like the body of the timpani. This is what we really want to hear coming out of this timpani. Turn it down a bit. Doesn't need to be too loud. Middle, low, mid. See how that sounds. Turn it up a bit. Maybe turn it down, down. There's that trumpet part again. excuse me for a quick part. I just want to, don't make sure it isn't too loud throughout this section where it's at. Turn it down a bit. Just a bit more. It feels like it's supposed to like accompany the strings. Sounds a lot better. Gotta change these crash signals. This actually pisses me off. I thought these were actually gonna be better, but they're not, so. Maybe swap these out. That's not what I want. So I'm trying to hold shift. There we go. That's a crash symbol. I don't know if you could hear that. Just another audio glitch just happens. Sounds a lot better. Turn the velocity a tad bit. Alright, I think it sounds, decently good, but, you always gotta go back, listen to it, sometimes with your eyes closed, not looking at your levels anymore. But before we do that, I do want to put a limiter on some other things first. I want to fix this EQ. Okay. I'll turn this up a bit. Turn the ceiling up a bit. 1. Tracks 4 and 5 to be a bit more higher than 1, 2, and 3, 5, 8, and 10. Because their segment, they're kind of stealing the show there. Just definitely want them to kind of be a little bit loud. Let's give one more listen. Nitpick out all the things that you know, or that you would not like. Just kind of have to keep listening to it over and over. I mean, so far it sounds great. Not spectacular, but it sounds way better than it was without the EQ or the fruity limiter on it. And even with the fruity limiter, even with the fruity, panoramic EQ, like it sounded good. But I mean, the limiter, it definitely balances out everything when it comes to levels and the mix. So this is basically like, I mean, I could add more plugins if I wanted to. Sometimes I don't really need them because video games don't really use that much plugins when it comes to writing music for like older consoles that could that play back sequence files than how it is today with you could just put a giant video or audio file onto the disc or onto the or digitally. So it's not like there's limitations anymore, like with the PlayStation 1 or with the DS or the Super Nintendo. With what it can produce. Sometimes it was like the bare minimum, and sometimes you might only get a little bit of reverb. Sometimes you might get a little bit of delay. I mean, this is nothing too complex. This song isn't even too complex. It sounds like there's delay, and I'll have to add delay or something. But I mean, most part, it's just EQ, limiter, tad bit of reverb through with a SoundFont plugin, and then yeah, that's really about it. Just mixing it then, and then just going back, seeing what you can fix. So I'll give it like a few more listens, and I think I'll be done with this song. And I'll go and just do like one more song or something. And kind of just how I finish it off is just a fade out. Kind of loops here, so it's pretty easy. Just gotta get the song, or at least find where it loops in the middle. It starts like, yep, there it is. It's the beginning. There. See if it goes into the fade out sequence easily. Actually, I think this one loops twice. And then it just goes down again. So we don't need to do what I just did, but that would be for things that just kind of stop abruptly without any loop. So just create a master volume. Right click on the master volume, create some automation, and that's you. It'll do stuff like this, where you just kind of do like a fade out. So the master volume, this is where the default gain is on the master fader. So this, and then you just drag it down to 0, and that's how you do a fade out. I saw nothing wrong with my mix, but I mean, I've already done this song, so this one obviously is probably going to be a lot better than my first rendition of it. So I just export it as a WAV file, and then I'll just name it accordingly. Gears, stage, black and white, font, and then it renders out. And then throw it in Clipchamp, edit the video, throw the box art on it. Box art, find a composer name, anything else I need to add. Oh man, but other than that, that's kind of how it is. And probably like, Savage Tag, this is so easy. Why don't you just do this every day? I already done this 600 times. I don't need to do it another 600 times. I already did like 3 main big soundtracks with black and white sound font. Just doing it for fun now. I've always been doing it for fun. This 600. I mean, that's a lot of songs, but maybe like 20 of them aren't like video game music related, but I explained it in one of the shorts that I posted. It was like an update short, and it was just me saying, oh, I don't really do it as much as I used to, or make this stuff as much as I used to, because I did everything that I really wanted to start doing, or not start doing. I did every song that I really loved and wanted to do, and then some. But there's still some that kind of pops up here and there. So Stage of Death I already did, but I mean that was years ago, and I want to remake it because I'm way better at doing this stuff now. So this is just a good example. I'll do one more, but other than that, it's like kind of the process. And how long did that take me? Probably like hour 30. Sometimes it can be like 20 minutes, 15 sometimes. It depends on the song. But if I really got to sit down and make the mix sound absolutely flawless, then I will. That could take me up to like 45 minutes, but Yeah. I just basically told you the method, so if you're like, Subject Tech, I want you to do this song by so and so, and I want you to recompose it from the ground up. Well, fine, do it yourself. I just told you how to do it. There's plenty of videos on YouTube to, guide your way of working with this inside of a DAW. I feel it's the only one, but I mean, it's nothing. It's not rocket science. I'll do one more. I'll just do this one very light commentary. But oh yeah, also I don't save any of my projects. They can piss off. It takes up too much storage, especially having 600 projects. I wouldn't care enough to keep track of all of them because I've already posted the final project to YouTube, and also have backups of those files as well. So I don't really care so much to keep the actual project. Plus, they're MIDI files we found online. So the ones that I sequence myself, I do keep. But other than that, everything else is I don't save projects. All right. Before I start this new one, I'm gonna go empty the snake because this water's starting to kick in. All right. We did Losing No Gears. God, I have just so many unorganized MIDI files that I have planned to do, but I just don't, or not don't want to do them, but I mean, they're just there. They're like Chopin. I got all the Final Fantasy 12 songs. Like I got like just 10 of them. Like I just have like songs that I think everyone will love just sitting on my computer, not being remixed. But I mean that's just kind of what it's going to be like for the future of the channel. Keeping those songs in the vault to I'll take them out when I got nothing else to do or think of. So, a whole folder full of like MIDIs. Let's see where they are. Where I put that MIDI folder. I think I know where it is. Yeah, here it is. I've been moving stuff around, cleaning stuff up. Here it is. Which one should we do? So like what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I have like 9 Mario Kart DS songs that I planned on doing, and I just didn't do it. Mostly because some of them just wouldn't fit in the Mario Super Circuit sound font very well, just because of the instruments that are used. But they're just sitting there waiting to be remixed. I mean, oh, fuck that. Alright, which one? Oh, I need to delete the ones that I've already used. Let's do Pokemon X and Y Wild Battle Music. I know I posted. I don't think I've ever done any of the black and white remix of this. I know I posted a YouTube short of it, of the SC88 Pro playing this thing back, but I mean I haven't done you know, the black and white mix of it. I think this would be cool. And to be fair, I think someone probably already did this in the black and white sound font, because no, I'm not the only one who does this type of stuff. But I mean, I'm not gonna Google it because I don't want to be like spoiled and be like, oh, actually, oh yeah, that's a good idea. I want to see if I can make this sound perfect. So I'm gonna pull up the song here. Okay, that's not good. Fuck with it. Alright. Let's see how this sounds first. That was ear piercing. Alright. Starts there. Let's turn on the master volume a bit because it's going to be loud. First off, let's try to read one of these things down. So we got 11 tracks, 11 channels. Let's turn them down. So I'm gonna do this quick. Because I kind of already broke down how this stuff works on the Xenogears song. I think that's like kind of the most important. If I can find my. Right here. Alright. Yeah, I'm gonna just go breeze right through this little commentary here and there, but on that, it should just be same old. Nothing new. let's see how that sounds. This is distortion guitar. It's on all of this. So I want to hear this shit. Alright, we got that. Distortion guitar from this fucking game sucks. So there's like a distortion guitar too. There's like a second version of this. Sometimes it sounds better, but it really just depends on the song. But you know, it is what it is. That's a lot better. Xylophone. Nope, just a saw wave. Easy. Track 5, another saw. This is more like a synth lead. 1. Yeah, I like that. This is a lot better. Because we put like 4 saw waves that are like supposed to be synth waves, or it's supposed to be synths, like on top of each other. It doesn't really sound good because they're going to be the same frequency. They'd be playing very similar notes unless they're playing, one's playing really high, one's playing really low. Like unless we get something like that, you don't want to like stack like 4 saws. You gotta like mix it up a little bit, kind of like how Q is. So you can give it a little bit of that. So it's a vibraphone. Sounds more like vibraphone. Sounds more like a music box. Turn the bass up a bit. This one is the strings section. The strings too. Let's change it a little bit. String ensemble too. Some release. So a bit of that. And after that, this is electric finger bass. This is what I like. More low end that I like. Alright, the electric finger bass for Pokemon Black and White sucks. It doesn't know what it wants to be. It wants to be a finger bass, but also feels like it wants to be a bass being played with a pick. So, you know, is what it is. It's a standard drum kit. Just a touch, because that kick is really kicking in there. I also want that snare to go in there too, but no, I think this would be a good time to take the snare out, or to take it out, make a whole new channel for it. Just take the kick out, and just got that MIDI file again. What is it? Channel, you guys see that? Oh, you guys can't see it. So I just like drag and drop the MIDI file right underneath channel 11, kind of where you see where it says sampler on it, and then like a little pop-up comes up, and it basically just says, oh, which channels would you like to import, and a bunch of other stuff. But I mean, since this is channel 11, I'm just gonna know only want channel 11. 12, and why did it bring in track 6? Oh, because it might be 10. Let's try this again. I want to bring this MIDI file up again. Okay, 12, we want 10. Alright, there we go, let's kick. Let's give all this, get the kick. And then got the kick out of there, right? Yep. Got the kick out of there. So now we can mix them separately. Got to change this to the drum set. Kick is really gone crazy on the limiter on this shit already. Let's just EQ it while we're at it. That's more like a sub. Just a touch. Subs, they go crazy. A little shelf. Cut the little higher frequencies out. Get this limiter going. Now these kicks are all crazy since we just EQ'd it. Tad bit of attack since it's a kick. Alright, that should be good for now. Like I said last time, it's just basically just doing the same thing over and over again. Can't hear the drum. These kicks are way too loud. Let's just bring the drum up some bit. Should be good. check whether I pan the Xeno gear save. Nah, I'm just fucking upload it. Okay, Xeno gear is back. It just got me thinking of that because of the meters here. Like, see how they're all going up in like one straight line. Pan it to the left, or pan it to the right, pan it to the left. That's stuff you gotta do while mixing. If you don't got stuff panned, then it sounds all mono. And even when you have the EQ, you know, in places where if you even have all the instruments EQ'd in the places where you want them to be, it doesn't always sound perfect because if you don't pan them, then they all just kind of clash together. And when you release a song, when you put it out, it sounds a lot less like real. It's because we're so used to stereo these days. I mean, you should pan. You should pan your stuff. It sounds way better when you pan your channel. So, I mean, when I was looking at this is what I thought. I was like, damn, I don't want to forget to pan on my channels here. So. I always do audience view. If I'm looking at like a symphony orchestra, I always pan that way unless I'm told to do the other way. It's just, I think it sounds the best, to be honest. So I almost have everything queued. Just need to pan these things out. Nah, I don't have everything queued. I have everything limited. Alright, so I gotta do more limiting. I just gotta EQ all this. Should come out almost sounding perfect. Well, perfect for DS standards. Oh yeah, Sawtooth always going. Down. And just be done. What was that first one? Guitar. So. A lot louder. I want to keep my strings in the treble. no higher, but I also don't want to be in the mid because I think that the rhythm guitar or the rhythm overdriven guitar does a lot better in the mid. This is a lot more higher. Let's cut the mid. There, brighten up these strings a bit more. Oh, I'm not even doing that. All right, let's do this then. Put the ceiling down for sure. That's one thing I hate about FL. Like you click on something, then you click on something else, but in reality, you're not actually editing that. This happens so often. I fucking hate it. FL, you need to fix that shit. Alright, where are you at? Guitar, a lot more higher. I want it high, but not too high because I don't want to interrupt the strings. So go back a bit. Let's give this thing some body. All right, it's already high pitched enough. I have the rhythm guitar that rhythm guitar that I like. So it's gonna be good for the mid. Put that limiter on this shit. Fit limiter. Spin this down. I don't want it too loud. I don't want it to overtake everything. Sawtooth should be easy. I don't think this goes too loud either. See how it sounds like the song. These definitely can go down. These definitely feel like they're supporting. These two can go fuck down. I feel like they support lead in the melody more than be the right melody. Let's turn this down. Fine. last one pretty high. This is a little bit lower. Vibraphone. That's a little lower. A little bit higher. Maybe like this. Okay, sure, I can limit this. Let's just not be that loud. Kind of on par with the saws. It's fine. And the string section. I don't want to hear what this sounds like though. Where's it start up? Oh wait, no, it's these little tiddlywinks. Come on, where do you play? Where do you play? Where do you play? Look right there. I see you. It's probably not a good example of one. Come on. I think the beginning is good. Because when people pay attention to that stuff more inside the music. It up a bit. Get the tab a little bit in there. The high shelf. No, I got the high shelf. Just a little bit of a high. Make it sound more like strings. I think that sounds good. Replace you under no turn on. Come on, there we go. Alright. Let's make it on par with the other ones. And I think that should be it. That part. It's not too shabby. Like you're like, wait, how many times is loop? Because I don't think I have to loop this. Okay, so loop ends. It looks like. Why does this go for 4 minutes? That's too long. Alright, so there's another one of them. good. Now I need my fade out. Alright, so since I fucking left the master fader down, just fucked up my entire mix. I think I'll just highlight everything. I forgot how to highlight everything and like turn it down. Cause see here, it's like fucking peaking. Cause I was mixing at a much quieter level. Alright. Yeah, highlight everything. Alright. Just fucked up my mix. Well, it's fine. So we got YouTube tutorials. This guy even fucking speaking English. Alright, these are like years old. Alright, whatever. Gotta do the old-fashioned way. You gotta go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. It's much more appropriate. Just watch this master fader. Just create automation first. Much more appropriate. Two times. Alright, there we go. That's perfect. Export wave. Let's see it as. I wanna look at it, turn that to a video and upload it to YouTube. And everyone's gonna be like, hey. Same old, same old. Not really giving it the magician's secret here. But I mean, anyone who knows this stuff or is already interested in this stuff, you know, go right ahead, do it yourself. If you think I don't upload enough. Let's see how that sounds. I'm satisfied with it being how quickly I mixed it, but I mean, I'm not getting paid for this stuff. Do it till I think it sounds good. I like the way it sounds. So, yeah, I'm not saving this project. I got the video file though, so I mean, yep. I have nothing more to say other than, no, love you guys. Always want to connect with you guys more. Definitely want to do more streams, be cooking up for y'all. Definitely want to have them more active, but for the most part, definitely want to we can talk with y'all. I don't want you guys just being text and words in the comment section all the time. You know, hop in, talk about some video games, get into a deep conversation about Persona or something. I don't know, fuck. Do something. I mean, I'm glad I finally did this. Get me the method after like almost 3 years now. Cool little behind the scenes. So yeah, it's really about it. It's really about it. See ya.